Hello everybody in the channel and welcome. My name is Sidle Scout. Today I'm in creative mode to begin with because in my solo playthrough I want to build a giant dome that comes off of a train station. However, I forgot to film the part where I built the circle base for it, and I thought that might be useful to know. So I'm in creative mode to show you that portion, and then we'll jump into my playthrough later. So all you want to do is start off with a foundation. I just tossed it up in the air here because I'm in the dunes and I don't want to run into the ground. So pick a nice flat area for you to build, or up a couple of foundations, however you want to do it. Now this is going to be one of the edges of your circle. Obviously you can't do perfect circles in Satisfactory, but you can approximate a giant large circle. And I cannot remember, I believe I learned this trick for building circles from Total X Clips, who I will link down in the description. But just go ahead and start off with a foundation. Like I said, this is going to be an edge of your circle. Now just go into architecture, scroll on down to your catwalk intersection. If you don't have the catwalk intersection in here, you can buy it from the whatever the shop is, the Fix-It shop with coupons. So go ahead and buy that. It's, I don't know, like 1 coupon or 3 coupons. It's not much. So anyway, it's a very useful little tool to have. Now I'm going to start building in a circle out this way. And so what I want to do is I want to place my catwalk on that corner away from it. So I'm going to build this way. So place it here, and then on this one, the next one out, hold down Control, and you can rotate it, as you can see. So rotate it to where it's lined up, and then 1 notch over in the direction you want to rotate. And go ahead and place it down. And then you're going to place another one straight on after that, and then rotate. And then straight on, and rotate. Straight up, rotate. You get the idea. Okay, and we finished. As you notice, it lined up perfectly at the end there, and now we have a giant circle. However, we don't have any floors, so all you have to do here is simply go to your foundations, and you can snap your foundations to the center of, so see how there's 2 catwalks and 2 catwalks tilt, 2 catwalks tilt. So just aim it towards the center and you will cover both of them. Now, you're going to clip a little bit. There's no way around it. Okay. It looks terrible when you do it with the Fix-It metal material, but don't worry, we'll fix that here in just a moment. I forgot to switch that before we started. In any case, you just want to go ahead and go around the circle, clipping on to each of these little sections. Not that. Boy, going too fast. Sometimes slowing down and doing it patiently will save you time. And for those of you who saw my last video about ADHD, that is harder than it sounds for me sometimes. In any case, I'm just going to go ahead and finish off this circle, and then I'll show you how to complete your circular floor so that we can use it for a dome, the base of a dome. Obviously, the dome is also not going to be perfect. Okay. The dome is also not going to be perfect because we don't have perfectly round roofs or walls, but we do have ramps. So I'm going to be using ramps and tilted walls and such things. In any case, so because this is Fix-It metal and those do not overlap very well, all I'm going to do is quickly go over to Customizer, click on Materials, And I'm going to go with asphalt. Asphalt overlaps and clips together really, really well. So go ahead and run around. Now, you can do this at the beginning by setting your default to asphalt so you don't have to go back and change it later. And all you do to do that is in your foundations, you just click on this little drop down here and you can pick your material. So I will just go ahead and put that on asphalt. All right. So now we can actually delete these. A quick tip for those of you who don't know, when you're in disassembly mode, dismantle mode, go ahead and hold down G when you're over the thing you want, and now hold down Control as you go along. Now you can hit these foundations and it won't highlight. Only the catwalks, because that's what you filtered. And that's a very useful way to mass dismantle things. Of course, we have so many that I went over the limit. All right. And there we go. We have the outside ring of our circle. Now to complete the circle, all you have to do, obviously, just set this to Zoop, line it up with one of your foundations that you set, and just string it straight across. Now, notice one thing on these, that if you just go around and do it this way, you can totally do that. But keep in mind, at the end, you're going to have a lot of overlapping foundations right in the center that you'll have to delete. So if you want to do it that way and then go ahead and delete them, that's cool. I like to do it a slightly different way that just saves me time later on. Go ahead and delete that little guy there. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to do it in a circular pattern so that I can avoid that center. Obviously, you're going to have some overlap here. But that cannot be avoided. So if you do this from above, you can kind of look and make sure you're not leaving any gaps. So see that gap right there? Cover that up. And you can go any direction. Just keep an eye out for what you're doing and don't just go willy-nilly and put way too many foundations. And it's not that the clipping is bad. The problem with it is that it's more polygons for your computer to render, so it'll slow down your performance. There's that little tiny gap, so I'm going to cover that up. And just go ahead and fill in your gap. Now it's arguable which way is faster, the way that I said not to do it, or this way. I don't know. But this way makes me feel a little bit better because I know I don't miss any overlapping foundations. Because I'd like the game to run as smooth as possible. So I don't like to leave that up to chance, so just go around and take a little extra time this way. You're seeing a lot of overlapping, and you might think this would look bad. It will not. Actually, asphalt is the one material that really doesn't clip all that much. As you can see, it looks like a nice big circle. And obviously these are all foundations. So if you want to, you can go ahead and put walls on the edges. Just snap them. Oops, I forgot I had Zoop on. Just go ahead and snap them to the edge. These are gonna slightly clip at the edges. Not too bad. And there you go. You can build a wall. Now it's just like a regular floor. Now the one thing you are going to have to watch out for is when you place things down, there's something you need to consider. So, for example, let's say I wanted to put down a storage container. Okay. Now, watch. I'm looking at, let's go ahead and change this material just for this one so you can see what I'm talking about. Oops. Materials for walls. There we go. Okay. I'll go ahead and change this one. Okay. So let's try to put down a storage container. As you can see, we're facing this wall head on. And we pull this storage container out, it's lined up. But at certain points along the lines, it's going to catch on to different foundations and turn. See how it did that? And now, at certain points, see how it turned just a little bit right there. And it turned. Keep going, see it turned. And why this is obviously it's trying to snap to the foundation that you put on under it. And of course the foundations are turned underneath you. And so if it's holding on to a foundation that's not lined up exactly with the one that you want, you're going to have problems. So some of the way you can get rid of that is by pressing H to hold it and then moving it forward. Because the problem is, as you get toward the center of your circle, you're going to have that issue much more frequently because the foundations are overlapping a lot more right there. So when you get toward the center, you are going to want to back the item up so it's on the straight surface, and then press H to hold it, and then use your arrow keys to back it up or forward or left, right. And sometimes you have to do some playing around. Sometimes you may even, especially when you get to the very, very center, you may even have to erase some of your foundations and place straight foundations all the way out, and then place your thing, and then delete those foundations and replace the curved foundations so you don't have too many of them laying around. So just all the price we paid to get nice, neat little circles. But as you can see from the top here, it looks like a pretty decent circle. I mean, there are some sharp edges, but it's a nice circle. I like it. And we're going to use that as our basis for the dome. So let's hop into that part. Welcome back to my solo playthrough world. As you can see, I already have the circle that we built in creative mode already built here. And I'm going to go ahead and put walls all around the outside. This is going to end up being a logistics floor. I'm going to put this small 1 meter wall on top of the basic 4 meter wall. And this is to offset the floor. Otherwise it cuts into your 4 meter height. So then I'm going to go ahead and place the walls. This will act as the main floor to this structure. And then there will be another floor and then the dome, as you will soon see. So just go all around the outside with these floors, just like we did before in creative mode when we made the base floor. You're going to put them all around the outside, and then you're going to stretch across and stretch across and stretch across and just fill in the circle until it's completely a floor and there's no holes in it.
A few moments later,
after I completed the floor, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the storage containers. This is a little tricky putting stuff in a circular fashion because things rotate at 45 and 90 degree angles. But I eventually got it just right, messing around with foundations a little bit. I put that billboard there just to kind of mess around with some decoration ideas. I won't do anything with it right now. But I am going to put in the conveyor lifts here just so that these storage containers can be fed from down below on the logistics floor with all the resources coming in. And you'll, in a later video, I'll show you how it all ended up. Alright, I'm going to fill in the floor on the top. This acts as a roof to the storage facility, but also the floor for the next set of equipment that's going on top. This will probably be assemblers. So now the trick is we got to start our ramp portion, our ramping portion for the actual circular dome part, the curved dome top. So this is really quick, just showing you what it looks like inside once I put the conveyor holes in. And now the ramps begin. So I'm going to place the 1 meter walls on top again. This is to offset the ramps so that they don't clip too far into the storage area, so that I can get the actual resources out of it with the conveyor lift. Otherwise they'll clip into the conveyor lift. So you can add those or subtract those however you choose, but go ahead and take your 8-meter double ramp. You want to start with the largest one first. And you're going to place these all around the outside as well. This will be the start of your curve. Now, depending on the size of the original circle, you can go really, really small increments. I did not make a stupidly large circle, so I go ahead and start with the 8-meter one. And then you're going to slowly decrement the size of these ramps. So now I go with the 4-meter double ramp, and I place those all around the outside as well in a circle. You have to be careful how you place these. Place them just right, because they can snap to the wrong angles and the wrong corners, and you want them to be the proper angle. When you get up top, it'll end up being a weird pattern if you mess it up. So take a little time. And I put another layer of 4-meter ramps up, just because of the size. I didn't want it to, like I said, I didn't want it to too quickly curve in, but I also didn't want it to too quickly curve, too slowly curve, I should say. And these are the 1-meter ramps. This is going to be the second to last layer of our dome. It's the smallest incline that we have. If you notice, I did skip the 2 meters. You can, or you don't have to if you don't want to. The last layer is going to be a completely flat layer with just the 1-meter foundation. So it's like a flooring, and you can use that to place all sorts of equipment up there, whatever you decide to do with it. Again, though, you got to be really careful about how you place these and where you clip to. If you did the earlier part quickly and haphazardly, this is going to end up looking like crap. So you got to go back and make sure you got everything clipped correctly, I guess. So this is kind of what it looks like from a top view. I left that hole in the top. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it. If I want to somehow cover it with glass or put an alien power augmenter on there, I don't know. Maybe a radar tower. We'll see. But the dome is now completed. Here's a big look at it from way off. It kind of reminiscent of the old King Dome, if you know what that looks like, the one that used to be in Seattle years and years ago. But anyway, that is the completion of the dome build. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was easy enough to follow along. I tried to make it specific and step by step, but also not wasting your time and making it too long, having you wait for me to place every single little piece in real time. So let me know if you like the format of it. If you like build videos like this, I'll be trying to make some more of them. Go ahead and leave a comment below. And as always, I truly appreciate any likes or subscriptions that you choose to give and that you have time to give. And that is all for today. My name is Sidle Scout, and I will see you next time.